39-36 the score. We're excited here on the Wachovia halftime show to have the 73rd governor of the state of North Carolina and the first female governor of this state joining us here. I knew you were talking to Eric. I was like, well, eventually I think Governor Perdue will turn around.
I kept hearing this good-looking man talk.
What do you think of the first half there, Governor?
Well, I listen to the radio station now that you're not the 3-second delay.
That's good. That's good.
I love it. I love the dirty and nit and gritty. It's been a great game. It's very competitive, much more competitive than I think anybody thought it would be. I mean, the state's doing a really good job. Carolina's doing a really good job. It's a really hard-heated rivalry.
Yep.
And everybody in North Carolina knows. You can see what color I've got on.
That's a good shade of blue. Now, you've been on the job here for a couple of months. How things been going so far?
It's a tough time, obviously, with the economy. The job losses is a tough time. So nights like tonight make everybody in the state happy and gets our minds off of the recession we find ourselves in. Jobs, and more jobs. I'm going to keep schools running and colleges open, and we're going to put our people back to work.
You mentioned schools. I know you've been a big advocate of education your entire career. You're a former school teacher. What can you do to try to isolate the schools from this economy, the economic problems, as much as you can? I know that's difficult.
I've made some choices. This week I'm doing my budget. I'm making the cuts. I'm making those hard decisions that I've told the voters I'm going to have to make. And I've made 3 decisions. I'm going to hold schools as harmless as I can, especially pre-K through 12. I'm going to grow jobs, train people, help folks who've lost their jobs, and I'm going to continue to transform state government. So I know where I'm headed. So other cuts will happen out of line to save education. You're no good in North Carolina unless you got an educated workforce.
Governor, one of the things that's on the minds of a lot of parents, and in fact in our own house, talk about these end-of-grade exams for these kids. So much of the new administration, they've talked about potential changes, but certainly education is falling behind the economy and some other issues that are in the forefront, the war and overseas. Around home, is there a sense that education may get a trickle down in how long these end-of-grade exams may be around, or if that administration may change the hand?
Eric, I don't think you'll see this administration get rid of the Leave No Child Behind concept. I think the thing I can do as the governor of North Carolina is do away with so many of the state tests. This afternoon I looked at a plethora of 7 tests that are on top of the federal tests. It's way too many tests. No wonder your kid's worried about it. No wonder parents are fussing about it. And so if we're going to do tests, we want them to be sure that they measure what kids are learning and help them learn more. Those diagnostic assessments I'm talking about giving your little 3rd grader are important because they make sure that every 3rd and 4th grader in the state is on track so we don't get a kid behind so they don't end up dropping out.
Governor Perdue, the economic stimulus package, obviously big news. How does that affect this state?
Not as well as everybody would like it to be. We're obviously grateful that the Fed's helped us because it's a shared recession that we're in, and it wasn't our fault. I don't know if it was the federal government's fault. The whole world melted down. And so the money that's coming is a gift, obviously, but it doesn't fill the hole. Today I looked at this year's budget. I'm $1.5 billion short after the stimulus. Next year I'm $3 billion short. I mean, the stimulus is great, but there are still tough choices to make. I'm a strong lady. I'm a Carolina fan. I can make strong choices.
Now, here's another strong choice you have to make. What needs to happen in the second half for the Tar Heels to leave home happy tonight?
Well, either team that wins is going to have a lot of mighty happy fans in North Carolina, and I like those state fans, too. I want those votes, too. So regardless of who wins, a whole slew of people are going to be happy. To turn the tide blue, we got to work harder, stay focused, and make more than 4 or 5 successful runs at a time. Maybe we need you and Eric out there shooting the ball.
I don't know about me. We could definitely use the big fella.
You may want to keep me back here now.
He's an old man.
I've aged out.
He's an old man. I didn't see your picture up there on I'm a Tar Heel.
It's black and white. It's got some yellow around the edges.
Governor, thank you so much for coming by.
I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Beverly Perdue joining us here at the break. Heels up by 3. You're listening to Carolina Basketball.